Top 10 richest countries in the world. Richer or poorness of a nation is determined by its GDP per capita, but this does not mean that people in poor countries are generally poor. To push economic growth, a country needs to increase capital and labor productivity, which when raised drives economic growth. Total factor productivity, in turn, is influenced by two factors, governance and trade, with one paving the way for the other. So here are the top 10 richest countries in the world ranked by GDP per capita. 1. Qatar. Qatar's robust economy is powered by its petroleum sector, which accounts for around 85% of its export and 70% of total national revenue. The government does not levy any taxes on Qataris, making them enjoy their earnings in full, along with the national health insurance that the government sponsors. But Qatar's economy is far from perfect, relying on expat labor to keep its economic engine running. 2. Macau. This former Portuguese colony has established itself as the second wealthiest nation in the world, posting a 7.4% increase in its GDP per capita, which has reached $118.099. Its strong economy is driven primarily by tourism and gambling, earning the title largest gambling center in the world. Although these income sources have been consistently delivering, moves to develop the administrative and manufacturing sectors are underway. 3. Luxembourg. Luxembourg ranks third in our list of the top 10 richest countries in the world. The country has posted a GDP per capita of $109.199, an increase of 3.9% from last year. Its diverse natural resources are seen as the main driver of Luxembourg's economic growth. It has attracted banks from around the world owing to its low taxes and low inflation rates. 4. Singapore. Singapore is known as the wealthiest nation in Asia and by far, fourth in the whole world with a GDP per capita of $98.255, a 4.4% increase from 2017. The largest economic sectors include banking, shipbuilding and electronics. Although the financial services sector remains as the backbone of the country's economy, its services and manufacturing industries have consistently contributed to its economic standing. 5. Brunei Darussalam. Brunei Darussalam has consistently made it to the top 10 richest countries in the world in recent years. This year, the country holds the number 5 spot with a GDP per capita of $81,612, up 3.1% from 2017. Its economy is heavily dependent on its oil and natural gas production, which supports more than half of its GDP. 6. Ireland. Ireland's GDP per capita has increased by 6.1%, reaching $77.670. The entry of foreign investors like Microsoft, Google and Apple has transformed the country into an exporter of medical, electrical and computer equipment. Also contributing to its economic growth are its pharmaceutical and chemical industries, along with natural resources such as fisheries, minerals and timber. 7. Norway. Norway's GDP per capita has expanded by 3.1% in 2018, reaching a staggering $74,318. Industrialization has greatly contributed to the country's economic growth. Activities such as natural resource and petroleum exploration and fishing contribute in bulk to the economy. Known for its impeccable living standards, Norway's monetary policy is of an independent nature. 8. United Arab Emirates. The United Arab Emirates, UAE, has been diversifying its income sources, betting on industries that have high yield potential. The tourist trade has immensely benefited the national economy, with the tourist trade helping the economy through the 2007 to 2009 world financial crisis. Sound economic policy has indeed been sustaining the UAE, resulting in a 2.4% increase in its GDP per capita, which now stands at $70,262. 9. Kuwait. Kuwait's GDP per capita has reached $66,980, spiking by 1.9% from the previous year. The country is not only the 9th richest in the world, but is also one of the wealthiest among Gulf Cooperation Council member states. It has been seeking to diversify into other potential income sources in preparation for the future. 10. Hong Kong. Hong Kong is one of Asia's financial hubs, ranking number 4 out of the world's 190 economies in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business Index. A popular destination for startups, Hong Kong is open to foreigners owning 100% of their businesses despite the absence of citizenship. It is also home to the largest number of ultra-high net worth $30 million at the least in the world.